Translation purport by the disciples of his discipline ways is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki, his disciples ki jai. Since it has never been demonstrated that you are covered by material bodily designations, it must be concluded that for you there is neither birth in a literal sense nor duality. Therefore, you never undergo bondage or liberation. And if you appear to, it is only because of your desire. And if you appear to, it is only because of your desire that we see you in that way, or simply because of our lack of discrimination. Purport. Here, Akrura states two reasons why the Lord appeared to be covered by material form or to take birth like a human being. First, when Lord Krishna executes his pastimes, his loving devotees think of him as their beloved child, friend, lover, and so on. In the ecstasy of this loving reciprocation, they do not think of Krishna as God. For example, because of her extraordinary love for him, Mother Yashoda worries that Krishna will be injured in the forest. That she feels in this way is the desire of the Lord, which is here indicated by the word Nikamaha. The second reason the Lord may appear material is indicated by the word Avivekha, simply because of ignorance, a lack of discrimination. One may misunderstand the position of the personality of Godhead. In the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, in Lord Krishna's discussion with Sri Uddhava, Lord elaborately discusses his transcendental position beyond bondage and liberation. As stated in the Vedic literature, Deha Dehi Vibhagoyam Neshware Vidyate Kavichit. There is never a distinction of body and soul in the Supreme Lord. In other words, Sri Krishna's body is eternal, spiritual, omniscient, and the reservoir of all pleasure. Let us offer prayers and we'll start. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagarjatam Sagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pariyana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitanamine Ste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarne Nityanandam Maham Nomi Sarvananda Karam Pradam Harinama Pradam Devam Avduta Shiromani Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurtishe Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannadaya Te Namah Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Chakrupa Sindhubhyev Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I seek blessings of all devotees who are present here. Acharan Prabhu, Prem Prabhu, Anantavang Prabhu, all devotees, so that I'll be able to speak something from Srimad Bhagavatam and speak about Krishna, glorifying Lord. Um, is glorifying the Lord, that Lord is beyond this, three modes of material nature, and He has no upadis like people of this world. Everybody have uh, upadis according to their bodily man, woman, and in the family is a particular role, husband, wife, particular role, and in the office he has particular role, different bodily designations. But for Lord, is there is no difference between his body and his soul. Lord is Sachidananda Vigraha, and all his qualities and names are absolute. You know, uh, for conditioned soul, the everything is temporary. His designations, his name, everything. But for Lord, mm, everything is absolute. All his names are absolute, and Lord has innumerable names. And here, you know, Govinda, Madhava, Madhusudana, like that, many innumerable unlimited names are there, and all are absolute according to the Lord perform his pastimes. So there is no duality in the Lord, and he is never affected by the dualities of this material world. So here, mm, Akrura's prayers, he was saying that uh, people can't recognize the Lord, his supreme position, because of Nikama or Aviveka. Nikama means um, out of sweet will of the Lord, like his pure devotees. They think him as um, their lover or son, like that, friend. And Aviveka means because of ignorance. The Lord is described in the scriptures as Adokshaja. No? Queen Kunti Maharani prays, Maya Javanika Channam Agna Adokshajam Avyayam Na Lakshe Mudadrisham Nato Natyodaro Yata. Being beyond the range of limited sense perceptions, the eternal irreproachable factor covered by the curtain of living energy, you are invisible to the foolish observer, exactly like the artist dressed as a player is not recognized by the less intelligent persons. For the conditioned souls, actually we can't see God or Krishna, anybody. That's why Lord appear in the deity form so that we able to serve. Manmanama Bhakta Manam Bhakta Majajim Nam Namaskuru. So to offer obeisances to and serve the Lord. Lord appears in deity form and we're able to see his form in the deity, in the form of deity. So otherwise, the conditioned souls, it is living it is difficult to see the Lord. Adokshaja means he is beyond the any description of this with the material words. Aase kshatak matlab. We can't describe him in any of these material terms. And we even when Lord appears, here people misunderstands him. Like here, is covered with deluding energy, and he is invisible to the foolish observer, exactly like the artist does as a player is not recognized. So when Lord appeared, Supreme Lord, others like Kauravas and all demons, they treat him as another human being, like a ordinary human being, or having some more extra powers, and treat him like that. He is Adokshaja. And to approach the Lord, it is necessary to approach scriptures or association of devotees. Lord is described in Brahma Samhita, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navyavan Vancha Vedeshu Dullam Amadullam Atma Bhakta Govindam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajan. So those even people who approach scriptures, they're in scriptures in Chaitanya Charitamrita we see there are many scholars are there. Prakashanand Saraswati, Sarvam Bhattacharya, those who are having lot of knowledge of the scriptures, but still they couldn't come to the conclusion, who is the Supreme Lord and Lord having form or so. Advaita means without the second. Advaita means indivisible truth, who is knowledge absolute. Brahman, the infinite, emanates from him as his effulgence, and God immanent, Paramatma, as his constituent. This is from Brahma Samhita. But nevertheless, he remains one and invincible. His effulgence comes from him, and Paramatma expands as Paramatma. But nevertheless remains one and indivisible. Achyuta means innumerable avatars come emanate from him as subjective portions and millions of there millions of jivas as separated spiritual particles. Still he remains intact as the undivided whole of fullest perfection. And though he indulges in exhibiting past tense of birth, still he is without beginning, anadim. And Anantarupam, so many forms are there. Though he disappears after the past times, his appearance still he is eternal. Though without origin, yet he is with an origin in his past times of appearance, and although eternal in essence, he is still a person in full bloom youth. So to understand Lord like is Advaita, Achyutam, Anadi, Anantarupam, Adyam, Purana Purusham, and is having Navyavan Mancha, blooming youth. So sometimes glorification is looking like Anadim Anantarupam, like a and at the same time having the youthful blooming youth, you know, it looks like you are limiting God, you know, but we can able to understand Lord only Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto. You know, even after searching all the Vedas, uh, it's difficult to, after becoming scholar or anything, still without approaching the devotees, Adurlabam, Durlabam, but at the same time, Adurlabam, easy when you approach Atma Bhakta, devotees. Govinda Mahadipurusham Tamham Bhajan. So we hear from Chaitanya Chaitamrita, there is one person in East Bengal, Tapan Mishra. He's just scholar, he read all the scriptures, but his name is Tapan. He's in anxiety. Who is Supreme Lord? And he couldn't come to conclusion, and he's in very anxiety. When the jiva is uh, endeavors to understand him, and Lord shows mercy upon the conditioned souls. So the Sri Chetma, when he goes to East Bengal, he gives him the perfect knowledge, how Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he appeared as himself as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he tells him go to uh, Varanasi. So his tapan, his anxiety gets uh, his anxiety gets eradicated. So, like when Lord playing the role of a devotee, and Sarvam Bhattacharya and Prakasanand Saraswati, Sri Nitai Gaurang ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So, they all got delivered by the Lord, when he's playing the role of a devotee. So, and we all, recipients of this mercy. We have not studied any scriptures. People who understand, who study scripture, they can't come to conclusion properly. There are many people who know study scriptures, everything, but still they can't understand the difference between demigods and Vishnu. They think demigods are also like Vishnu, Krishna. They don't know that demigods have, they're temporary. They're also having death. So, but when we read Prabhupada books, immediately you will read one small book of Prabhupada, and you come to conclusion. Krishna is Supreme Person of Godhead. So this is the we are the recipients of the mercy. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kare Soparshada Siyadamas Sahavate. So Lord appeared with all his associates and giving this Srimad Bhagavatam essence. So Vedeshu Durlabham. It is very difficult to understand who is Supreme Lord, and not only understanding and uh, how to approach him. The what is the process. Then we may come to know who is uh, God, Krishna, Vishnu. But to come to like Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam, Kalo Nasteva Nasteva, Gatiranneda. So to come to that um, understanding that by chanting the holy names, now we can we can approach the Lord. by the mercy of Panchatattva, by the Guru Parampara and Panchatattva. So, by the mercy of Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada and devotees, we are getting this uh, golden opportunity, rare fortune of uh, practicing this Krishna consciousness by chanting the holy names. So we should, in our own life, there are many services are there. And recently, Shinita Prabhu is saying in the class, by service you can approach the Lord. So there many services are there. Some services can easily you can show. Sorry, you can. Now we have done some service. People can recognize. They will get some satisfaction. बहुत अच्छा किया like that. Like I was after DT installation, I got the opportunity to serendities in a dressing hall. So it's something new uh, and you can see some we have done and everybody takes darshan and they take photos and they it will go in and WhatsApp everywhere. So you will get some kind of ego satisfaction also. And I am doing something like that. And but at the same time, when I was doing these services during installation time later, uh, my Bhagavatam class, I was there inside doing things and not able to regularly hear properly. And Bhagavatam class, something is going, something is. Finally, I made adjustments in my schedule so that and my chanting. That also I was had to chant later after the morning program or some rounds maybe sometime in the morning. I don't have a habit of getting up early. So as one gets the time in the morning, it's a great fortune. I request you all you take nice advantage of getting opportunity to attend morning program, sitting and utilize time. Don't do any other unnecessary thing. So, and for me, I have time. Afterwards, I can. Everybody has to have some sacrifice or kind of like devotees who are in preaching. They have to extend in different way, and those who are in cooking, they have to extend in different way. Everybody has different place, but one has to search charge himself. Like devotees who go to tuition, they charge himself in the morning and they go out. And like that, if we have a service of deities in the morning, later take out exclusive time and with proper attention and regularly chant. I am trying to do like that. So, what I was saying regarding regarding the process, by chanting the holy names, when we Shanvatam Sokata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridantastu Abhadrani Vidunoti Shrut Satam. By chanting, when Sri Chaitanya Prabhu was asked of all the 9 parts of devotional service, which is important, which are important. First, Shravanam Kirtanam, because in Kali Yuga, our minds are so disturbed or not stable. By uttering the holy name, we can able to remember the Lord. So that remembrance of Lord, that will purify us. What that sloka? यद्धनुध्यासीनिया युक्त कर्मग्रंथि निबंधनम चिंदन्ति कोविदस्तस्य कोन कुर्यात् कतारते. by remember ed anudyasinya yukta, by remembering the Lord, karma grandhi bandhan. Karma grandhi means these all our what are the anadas in our heart, which we bound to this metal world. The that will get broke by remembering the Lord, by chanting the holy names. Um, and that is the instruction of Lord Chaitanya. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Tenada piece Nichena, Tarora piece Aishna, Amanina Manadina, Kirtaniya Sadahari. By that we'll get heart get purified. Then Nadanam Najanam. Otherwise, before the chanting, without chanting properly, will not come to stage of Nadanam Najanam Sundari. That will be there inside. So, so here in the purport we see that Akurra is telling two reasons. Now why Lord people see the Lord like a human being. One is out of sweet will. The devotees seem like there are different categories of devotees are there. There are devotees of Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, Vaikunta, and then devotees in different higher planetary systems, Brahmalok, Tapalok, and their demigods. So in Vrindavan, devotees seem as a lover, friend, and as a son, because of that is the sweet will of the Lord. But so they are in the highest level, or and there are devotees in Madhura, Dwarka, where they understand both the position of the Lord, and they have relation as mother, father, like Devaki, um, uh, Vasudev Devaki, and others who are in the Madhura, Dwarka. Uh, and but at the same time they have relation with the Lord, and at the same time they understand his supreme position always. They recognize it, and both sweetness and Aishwarya Bhav. In Vaikuntha, devotees they serve in uh, more of uh, servitude and understand the position of the Lord. And in the material world, there are devotees in higher planetary systems, Brahmalok, Tapalok, and some places. And in the demigods also, they are devotees and they're having mixed desires. And in earthly planets, there are Nityasiddhas who are perfected devotees who come to deliver others on the instructions of the Lord. And there are sadhana siddhas who are practicing and getting perfected. And we, many of us, like we practicing devotees, sadhakas, who understands the position of the Lord, at least those who are in earthly like sadhana, who are sadhakas, we understand from the scriptures, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and understand the position of the Lord, and we follow the Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. And there Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukrito arjuna, artha adhasya jignasu gnanicha. And there are four categories: who are needed, who are in distress, who are inquisitive, and gnani, and who was knowledgeable. Those who are sukriti, they also to some extent understand the through Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, and they approach the Lord. And they are Duskrito category, like Namam Duskritano Muda, Namam Duskritano Muda, Prabhadyante, Naradama, Maya Pruta Gnana, Asuram Bhavam Ashita. Duskritanam, these are miscreants. And Prabhupada says that these people are very intelligent actually, and they do big things in the outside world. They have that much intelligence to operate this metal world and to do things. You need a lot of intelligence. So they are intelligent, but they are opposed to the plan of the Lord. They um, against the will of the Lord. Prapatyante, they don't surrender. Naradama. Mm, Naradama means who are uncivilized people, who are fully engaged in sinful activities. And like here in the purport, Prabhupada explains the Jagai Madai. They are uncivilized and they are engaged in all sinful activities. But Jagai Madai were delivered by Lord Nityananda. So the purport Prabhupada says, Sri Chaitanya Prabhu has come to give the essence of all scriptures. In Kali Yuga, people are presently of Naradama, uncivilized people, doing all sinful activities. But he has given the process. Prabhupada explains is just submissively hear the message given. And we see nowhere in the history we see that so many books are distributed and printed. Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear from Chaitanya Chaitamrita to get one copy of Bhagavatam, you have to write and you have to return it again by another devotee or person. But now we see in all our lockers, we have Bhagavatam set. I also have, but I am not properly reading. So we all having Srila Prabhupada has written, given in his purports. He is giving association by his purports. When we sit with the Bhagavatam and we read with that submissiveness, that we are sitting at the lotus feet of the Prabhupada, and then you will hear the voice of Prabhupada. He is speaking to you, when you read the book. So that is the process given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He has given the essence of the scriptures. He has sent his devotees, their Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, all Bhagavad Gita printed form, and their recorded lectures, more extra. If you not able to read, you have an opportunity to hear. And if you don't know how to read, you just at least hear. So that is required. You submissively hear, and you can come out from the Naradama to um, proper human being, then as devotee and uh, Uttam. You can you can have the opportunity to become Uttam. By associating pure devotees, we become purer like that. Maya Pratagnana, as we discussed, there are many people who are knowledgeable and scholars. We discussed Prakashanand Saraswati, they all having knowledge, but they are apratagnana. Asuram bhavam ashita, those who are demonic, they openly atheistic and defy the existence of God. So they all aviveka, lack of understanding the vivek, they have no knowledge, proper right knowledge. So they see the Lord or understand about God as uh, um, as ordinary human being, uh, or misunderstands him, position of the Lord. And even they say Krishna doing all his activities, they can't understand. So they misunderstand and sometimes blames or speak wrong of uh, Lord. And their devotees Nikama, because of sweet will of the Lord, they see him as their beloved, and that is the way Lord is satisfied, like devotees of Vrindavan. Nikama, they see him as a friend or lover or son, like that. So we discussed those who are Dushkrita, those who are devotees, and they are also category of, you know, or you could say Sahajiyas, you know, those who understands, those who know that Krishna is Supreme Personal Godhead. But the problem with the Sahajiyas is they take it cheaply. The realizations, highest realizations mm, of the spiritual world, like Vrajvasis, Gopis, Yashoda, Ananda, they they take those realizations are going to that stage uh, cheaply. So they also like come in the category of aviveka, lack of discrimination, or those who don't properly follow Guru Sadhu Shastra. So mm, I was thinking from the class what to conclusion. These we all got opportunity, to practice. Uh, we came out of the category of Diskrita, and now we are, by Guru Sadhu Shastra, we came to know mm, the process and how to practice, process to realize Krishna. So, but if we, in the course of our practice, uh, if we don't take guidance, Guru Sadhu Shastra, mm, then we also may not be exactly like Sahajiyas, but we take things cheaply. The process of chanting, properly chanting, uh, or we are not taking, reading regularly, associating with pure devotees by hearing or reading Prabhupada books or associating with devotees. Like that, Guru Sadhu Shastra. If we don't follow properly Guru Sadhu Shastra, then we also kind of Sahaja mentality is there. We want our own way, get the realizations. Uh, so this was I was thinking. Uh, we should not become aviveka like Sahajiyas. Their Dushkritana already there, so we may not be like Dushkritana, and we are not in the category of hey in the Nikama, out of sweet will of the Lord we are. But so uh, I was thinking like we, by following Guru Sadhu Shastra, taking the guidance of devotees, reading regularly Prabhupada books, and properly taking time to do sadhana properly, then will not come that kind of taking devotional service cheaply, you know, and become avivek, you know. Uh, those who are practicing, their avivek is becoming like Sahaja. It means it may happen like that. Or we, or one is कोल्ड मतलब इसलिए कोल्ड नहीं लुक वार्म मतलब ना चल रहा है धीरे धीरे अपना मतलब ऐसा so but if we take shelter of Guru Sadhu Shastras then we can practice nicely and uh, by the mercy of devotees one day we can go ahead in special life and if your devotees have any questions or comments you can say otherwise गंधरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की शिल प्रपाद की